you. And yes, there's only two of us yet again. Why we continue doing this failed experiment? I don't know. Find out next time on another episode of True Story, bro. Wait a minute, that's this.
Yeah.
We do it too.
Jesus Christ. All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Here, Roundhouse, or just Roundhouse. Ta-da! And Sir Wednesday. Wait, he's there. Wait.
I'm the other way. This is like the upside down direction.
I know, right? It's so fucking weird.
I'm right here, skirting at Sir Wednesday. I got my buddy here, Roundhouse, like he said before. We're here to give you news of the pop culture variety and trying not to kill each other.
I want to say this before we get. I'm in charge now, bitch.
Whoever took the day off done fucked up because now I gotta deal with it.
You done fucked up now. Oh, you going to jail now?
I'll try to hold back my anticipation. But yeah, welcome to another episode of True Story, bro. Like I said, there's only the two of us. You changed the background. Domino theory. But yeah, we got some talks about certain shows and events coming up. We'll try to keep it.
Oh yeah, my bad. Oh, the background. He's right. Change the background.
Your background. So yeah, let's kick it to a little thing called D23, which is usually the Disney specific event for all things Disney, animated, non-animated. Do they still make Disney live action movies that are not?
Yeah, they do, dude. Like they came out with just Pinocchio, and guess who's the father? Tom Hanks.
The last nigga on earth. Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
That's right. That's gonna be his next movie. He's the captain now.
Yeah,
or he's the nigga. Or he's the nigga now. Oh man, but yeah, things like Pinocchio, new shows coming to Disney Plus, which is a great service.
Going to be in theaters as well.
Oh yeah, everybody's gonna do the double dip theater shit, and then if it performs well, they're gonna put it back in the theater. I ain't mad. People got to get their money back. Whatever.
Yeah. So there's an anticipation about D23 on the Marvel side, and I think there's a Star Wars side to it too. Like everybody's excited about. I don't know what the fuck Star Wars is going. I don't know what Lucasfilm going to do with it. Honestly, I'm just like that.
Yeah.
Like I know they got the show Endor coming out later in the month of September. I know that. And they're showing the movie Rogue One in theaters leading up to the show.
Oh, okay.
I know that.
I just hope that LucasArts isn't going to be Lucasfilms isn't going to be Lucas Fails. So that's how you face shit. You like defeat. As long as they don't take the defeat, then we're good.
Yeah, other than that, I don't know exactly what else they're doing with Star Wars, right? There's a lot of projects that I heard that that they're not doing, and I heard a lot of projects that they are doing. I know. I'll tell you right now, Disney has been very hush-hush about their stuff, and I'm okay with that. But at the same time, just like I want to know something. I want to know.
Oh, this man. All right, Joe.
I don't know. Like, I'm just curious. Like, what are they doing? Like,
as long as they're giving me good character-driven stories without the hoopla and the freaking Mary suing, then we're fine.
Yeah, I mean, true. I mean, the Mary suing is one thing. I think the Mary suing is one thing. I think the problem is that they need to build again. They need to build again, right? I think with the Mandalorian and Boba Fett, they build, right? But that's still in the Skywalker universe, so they need to build again.
True, but the last thing you want to do is have a situation where you do what Marvel did with the Eternals, where it's like, all right, cool. These are people that are in this universe that we never heard of, but you bring them into the universe, and we like, what the fuck do these guys have to do with anything? And what did I watch for the last 2.5 hours?
Mm-hmm.
That's the last thing they want to do by from the Skywalker narrative. Now, that's the main reason why like things like Rogue One is like very beloved. Thanks, Domino Theory.
Hey, Domino Theory and yo, Peanut, what's up, man? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. What's up, Peanut?
That's right. It's all about peanuts and dominoes.
Welcome back, man. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, man, we missed you too, Peanut. Surely did.
But yeah, like I was saying with Rogue One, that's a lot of people liked it because it wasn't as like force heavy. It had everything you had to do. Let's say it's like The Mandalorian. You have all the action with minimal force interference. Not saying that
Mm-hmm.
people don't like the force, but there's some people who prefer more adventures with people that aren't Force users, which is not a problem, and that's why that series did very very well, and people liked it, and the
Yeah.
fact that it tied into the main universe that we know and love didn't hurt either. But as long as they don't do that going forward, kind of like with the Eternals, because the Eternals is one of those movies that people are like, I could have gone without it, but
Well, how
it
did you
had
feel about it? The
what the
Eternal.
Eternals.
Yeah, honestly.
I felt the pacing was it needed work because
Mm.
there's been other mediums that have gone forward in time and back in time and forward in time and executed it well without making it like you know keeping this freaking train off the track every so often. And I felt like they did it too much to the point that people like I don't even know what I'm watching. Am I in the
Mm.
theater? Am I in my garage? Am I in my basement? I don't know because this shit keeps shifting through events in time and I have no idea what's going on anymore.
Do you remember? I had to do that.
That movie? Oh yeah, I don't blame you. I would have tried it as well. But yeah, that's the one thing I hope that don't happen with the next move of Star Wars shows coming out or anything related to that universe.
Before we continue, hey Peanut, if you're still here, hey, don't forget to host us up, man. Host us up in the Twitch, man. We want everybody to get to see us and get to know us, and let everybody know that we're streaming right now. So host us up, man. Thank you. If
What he said.
so I don't know. Like for me, from what I understand from the whole Star Wars aspect of it, I'm
Star Wars? I couldn't
Star Wars.
resist.
I don't know. Like I just don't know what to expect from D23. I'll be honest with you, because I heard they're doing the Acolytes, right? Which is a Star Wars movie about the Sith, the Acolytes.
I
We
thought they were
haven't
doing
heard
the
much.
music about wrestling. I'm about to say I love those niggas. APA
No,
Protection Agency.
no. That's it. That's it.
The acolytes, yeah.
Oh yeah, shit. Yeah. Wrong podcast. but the thing is I'm kind of like
Bros at ringside. Sorry, I couldn't.
stupid.
The
I'm
plug.
kind of wondering, like, the acolyte. They talked about I know they said something about the acolytes, but I'm trying to figure out like when are we going to get to see something about it, right? Because that would be something to see something from the Sith point of view, the acolytes and how they became prominent and all that stuff. Um,
That
I'm
would be
just
a hit.
I'm just curious about, are we going to get any news about it, right? And I think they do need to move a little bit away from the walk Skywalker thing. Like, just move a little away from it because
They
they
need to.
they buried it in the dirt.
They buried it and made the name mean nothing when this girl just said, "I'm just gonna take the name."
Word,
Like she was the Dread Pirate Roberts. She's like, "I am Skywalker. Fuck out of here. Fuck you.
bitch, you a Palpatine. Shut
You
your ass,
Palpatine.
Palpatine.
Palpatine."
Um. So let's see.
I'm a Skywalker now. She might as well have said it like Blank Man. I'm a crime fighter. Fuck you. The rise of Skywalker, the downfall of this fucking franchise. That's what they should have called
wow.
it.
Well, let's see. What is that? So on the Marvel side of D23, all right, because I know they're going to come out with more live action movies at D23. They're going to talk about more live action movies and stuff like that. So I don't know what live action movie they're going to talk about. I know they're going to have some. I know Pinocchio is one of them. I don't know any others. It'd be fun if they did a live action Goofy movie out there.
That would be so eerie. But it might work. You never know.
If they did a live action a Goofy movie, I'd be like,
you know what? I would like to see a Goofy movie about motherfuckers getting older and growing up, because Max was in high school then, and then he went to college in an extremely Goofy movie. Like, we should have one more to tie it off.
Extremely Goofy movie was trash.
It wasn't trash. It just wasn't what people wanted.
Yeah, because they took all the blackness out of it.
You stupid.
Let's go. Hold on. Before Black Panther and before Princess and the Frog,
you're fucking stupid.
Listen, hold on.
Go for it.
Before Princess and the Frog, before Black Panther, a Goofy movie was one of the blackest movie they ever did. Hands down.
I agree.
And you know what? It had nothing but R&B in that motherfucker. And it's like, yo, that's why you see mad black people that love a Goofy movie. It's like, yo, that was every black person loves a Goofy movie. I don't know any black person that don't love a Goofy movie.
True.
It's like, because they're like, yo, Max is that nigga.
He had himself a notion.
And hold up. We all know when we heard the song Roxanne, I want to be your man. The girl name in that movie was what? Roxanne. And he wanted to what? Be her man. Like, I'm just, come on, man. Come on. But anyway, that was the most blackest movie they ever had. Anyway.
Actually, Song of the South was the blackest movie they ever made. They'll never see that shit again. You'll never see that shit again. Like, you won't hear the Sultan say, "Praise be to Allah." And he said that in fucking Aladdin. Never going to happen again.
Yeah, true. But yeah, that was pretty bad. You'll never see that ever again.
Not at all.
But so if they do, I'm wanting to see what live action movie they're going to do. I don't know. I know Pinocchio is one of them. Tom Hanks is the father. Other than that, I don't know, but we'll see. But on Marvel side, if you watch San Diego Comic-Con, they had a whole bunch of movies that they didn't talk about that is going to be revealed at D23. So, and from what I heard, rumblings, Giancarlo Esposito is supposed to be there, and Denzel Washington, and John Boyega. And from what I understand, apparently Henry Cavill now too.
Cavill,
I said, yeah.
Yeah, everybody keeps. You know what it is? It's after Steven Yeun corrected everybody on how to fucking say his name. I'm trying to say everybody's name correct. Motherfucking name is Cavill. It's not Cavill. He's not an ice cream cone. He's not a fucking.
You look like it to me.
Stupid. He's not a 1975 Thunderbird. He's not a Cavill.
Yes, he is. He built like one. Sexy as fuck.
This nigga. You already did two. You got to do one more now.
Well, I don't know, but anyway, you have all those guys going to be showing up, right? So people are speculating that somehow they're going to announce the X-Men, and Giancarlo Esposito is supposed to be Professor Xavier, and Denzel Washington is going to be Magneto.
Bruh, that'd be the funniest shit ever.
Would it?
Bruh, can you just imagine? He's like, my dear friend Magnus, you need to calm yourself down about the proceedings of mutant affairs. And he's like, you want to tell about my life? You're going to tell lives about my mutant affairs? Huh? Tell me, Chuck, is that what you're going to do? Do it, Chuck. Do it, Chuck. You can't do it.
Do it.
Read my mind, Chuck. Read my mind. Not with this helmet I got on. No, you can't do it.
We didn't land on mankind. Mankind landed on us.
That's right.
We were the first. We were here first.
You see, you're always trying to give it back to me, Charles. That's not how it works. We're better. We're mutant superior.
You know that devil always try to chase me. That devil try to chase me.
I'm trying to be civil, Charles. Can't do it.
Oh, he get that look. Oh,
Okay. You bringing sentinels into my backyard? You got another thing coming. They call me the master of magnets. That means it sticks all around, Charles.
That would be fucking hilarious. They did. I don't know, but another thing.
Giancarlo would be cool.
Professor
I like
Xavier?
Giancarlo. Hell yeah.
I honestly would see him. It's weird. I would flip those roles. I would have Giancarlo as Magneto.
Nah.
I would.
You know why? You know why? He's always a fucking bad guy. Let's change the goddamn script.
He likes it though. He likes it
because they haven't given him an opportunity to be someone else. It's like the same fucking TV dinner every goddamn night. Hey. I can't eat this Salisbury steak every goddamn day. The shit don't taste good after a while.
In some regards, Esteban was a good guy.
Nah. What did I tell you about telling lies on this show? Exactly, because you're wicked.
Yeah. But Giancarlo Esposito. I mean, I don't know what role, but John Boyega is a curious one, right? Mm-hmm. So he said he's done with Star Wars completely.
Of course.
But when it comes to Marvel, he's like, give me the money.
Yeah. You know why? Because he got tired of being erased like a bunch of stimulus checks that never came back in China. When this motherfucker was like, brother, like, oh, we don't want to see that black motherfucker on there. Let's fucking put some wallpaper on this Star Wars poster and just scoot him out.
You know what's weird though? Now that I think about it, I'm like, I honestly could have seen him as the new Black Panther in some regards. I think I could have like he doesn't like hear me out. Like he doesn't have the what's the word? The recognition as Chadwick Boseman as much, right?
He does, but it's a different recognition.
Yeah, exactly. Chadwick Boseman played a lot of different characters, whereas John Boyega is known for one role majorly, right? So, I could see him as T'Challa, right? And the thing about John Boyega, he doesn't have to like. He doesn't have to. Well, you know, you're African. You don't have to pull the accent out. It's just
it's a different region, and I don't know what they did was they tried to model the accent off of like a South African accent. So it's a very neutral yet quasi European accent.
He's Nigerian.
He's Nigerian as fuck and G all day.
So what would be wrong with him? Just
doing it? He'd have to play with it in order to make it fit. Like I used to make it a joke about if Black Panther was Ghanaian or something like that. Like it's the scene when he crashes and then he's like, "The king lives," and he's like, "Hey, Prince Ajoka, you foolish boy, you tried to kill me. You cannot. I am still here, idiot."
He looks like Denzel and John Q in that new movie. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see that movie because that movie looks amazing.
Yeah. Okay.
That's right.
Okay.
You know what's crazy? I just looked at myself in the fucking camera and I look my arms crossed. I look like Kazam. I am Kazam.
Don't ever talk about that fucking movie.
It's better than the Shazam, the one that freaking Sinbad tried to erase from the world because he knew he would probably had to owe freaking what's the name. That's why they went with Kazam and not Shazam. He would have owed DC money.
Yeah. The thing is this. I hope, right?
I hope
I hope that if they choose John Boyega to be somebody, and maybe it's too early, maybe, but where we're going, I think we need him. I hope he is Adam Bashir, Blue Marvel.
Okay, that'd be cool.
I think that would be fucking, because if you think about it, Adam Bashir, right, was when he was Blue Marvel during it was a 19, what's the JFK era? 1964? Was that 1964?
Don't ask me about personal
Yeah.
events. We have Google for that. We need to consult them. I'm going to consult them
Anyway,
right now.
during the time of JFK era, right? During it was World War II, because he was experimented on as well. No, it was.
Look that shit up. You got Google, nigga.
Yeah,
Stop doing all this extra shit.
Adam.
This ain't the computer who wore tennis shoes. You ain't fucking Kurt Russell. This ain't Big Trouble in Little China. Consult the motherfucking Googles. Big Trouble.
I can't deal with you. Let's see. Yes. Oh, Korean War. It was during the Korean War. He's a veteran during the Korean War.
Gotcha.
So,
kimchi and hand grenades. Gotcha.
Wow.
New mixtape dropping out next month.
You're stupid. So, he technically removed himself from the world because when he was fighting this villain and they saw his face that he was a black man, they freaked out. The president freaked out. The president freaked out, which is JFK. That's you.
What?
That was a beep. It was a beep.
You're a beep. Keep going.
That was another beep.
That ain't me.
Yes, it was.
The only thing that's beeping is downstairs.
I heard that shit then.
That's good, Wolverine. Fucking get back to the lesson plan. Back to the lesson plan, bub.
So I hope he's Adam Bashir, right? Because I think that would be a great role for John Boyega, right?
Mm-hmm.
One, it would show that there were heroes way before, after, like more heroes after Captain America, right?
Mm-hmm.
And why he was away for so long. So it gives an explanation of where he was, because he stayed on the moon with the Watcher. And he's been there since 1962. So, I mean, if he's been there since 1962 on the moon, and I think that would be explained where he's been, right? Also, it can introduce the Watcher into the main Marvel universe, which we haven't really got to see, or he hasn't talked, right?
Well, you have to also think about it. We're still doing a lot of things that have to do with like galaxies and different dimensions, so it's bound to happen in the freaking live action, as opposed to what we've got in just What If, but we haven't gotten to that point yet.
Right, but we've seen the Watchers in Guardians of the Galaxy. We saw them.
Did we?
Yeah, we did.
When?
Yeah, I can even show you. Let me show you. Yeah. And Stan Lee was talking to them after.
Oh yeah, at the end, yeah.
So
with the space dog, Cosmos.
Mm-hmm. Right, and so, but he was talking to them there, and then when they were jumping through different, where they were doing like hyper jumps, right? To get to the living planet, Ego. When they were doing hyper jumps, they went through, and they saw Stan Lee was there talking to him, and it was like 3 of them. So there's that. So I would like to see if they're going to play into the whole. I hope he becomes Adam Bashir. I don't know if he's gonna be somebody else, because I think
you never know.
I mean, Miles Morales would be too early, and Miles Morales would have to be very young. So I don't think he could be anybody else,
unless they make him the Prowler. But we'll see.
Oh, but that would be Sony, wouldn't it? and Donald Glover was the uncle. So
correct. He was.
I don't know.
But that's if they go with him. Who knows?
Yeah, true. I don't know. This is the thing. It's anticipation, so we'll see. But we'll see how many movies or TV shows they're gonna have between in Phase 5, because Phase 5 starts real soon. Like,
good.
Like I think Black Panther, does Black Panther start Phase 5? I believe, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. So there's a whole bunch of fucking movies and TV shows.
I'm waiting for Blade. I can't wait for motherfuckers to start ice skating up hills again.
That's the other thing we're supposed to know about Blade, right? Mm-hmm. Blade, and apparently, from what I understand, the Midnight Suns are coming.
What the fuck are those? Blade. What the fuck is the Midnight Suns?
Blade, Daredevil. Who else? I think Strange was part of them too.
The Midnight Suns. What a terrible name. That sounds like a bad wrestling group. They came on after the Rockers.
You stupid. Yeah, you were so stupid. You stupid. So here's that. But hopefully we have some more about the X-Men and X-Men. Was it
95?
X-Men 98? Was it? 95? What was the show called?
95? 97? I don't know.
Yeah, X-Men 97.
The animated joint is coming back.
Yeah. I hope we get like an actual release date for that.
You know what's the funniest shit? The funniest shit out of all everybody's noises that they made in that fucking show was Charles Xavier hurting himself. He always sounded like a nigga who smashed his toe in the middle of the night going to get something at the fridge. He's like, Charles! I'm like,
what happened? But you're right.
He's like, what happened? He did sound like,
what happened to you, Charles?
Exactly.
You're right, though. Like, you fucking right. Like,
I'm gonna start doing that randomly to people throughout the week and shit. The rest of the week, just be like, "Yo, you want something to eat?"
Stupid. X-Men 97. That's what they're calling it. So
we 97, hot 97,
hot 97, hot 90. So we got to see what they're gonna do, right, with the new X-Men, and that we only know that's supposed. We never got a trailer or anything like that. So
they're keeping it under wraps.
We have a trailer.
Yeah, they're keeping it under wraps, but that's good though.
That's good. So there's that. But there's a whole bunch of shows that we don't know that's going to be happening at D23. So
that's true.
Let's move on from there. We're going to move on from there. So,
speaking of keeping it under wraps, hopefully by keeping it under wraps, they don't have to endure the bullshit from the haters on She-Hulk, because I've told anybody who wanted to see the show. Now, coming off of the last show that was out, which was Miss Marvel, which, in my opinion, had some pacing issues, had too quick of a resolve as far as her learning how to use her powers and shit like that. But we had jumped into She-Hulk, and people were like, "Okay, well, here's what we got to deal with next." And me walking in with no expectations have been surprised greatly by how well this show is written, how everything is delivered, and how I'm getting even the origin story. How everything was delivered well, and every episode has been a walk, not a walk in the park. Like, yeah, actually, like a pleasant walk in the park.
Well, let me ask you, how do you feel? What does your male testosterone feel about this?
They still want to know we're making it. He almost tasted that. Num, eat it up. Go play okay, 3, 2, 1. You know I'm the hottest. You ain't never gotta heat me up.
Oh, you are way more fun than my last lawyer. I will kill for you, Megan Thee Stallion. Dial it back.
So how do you feel about that? Apparently, there's some men that are very pressed by it.
They're pressed, and they better go fucking mail themselves after they press themselves too. Fuck out of here. There's nothing wrong. We always knew that in the comics, whether how she was drawn or not, freaking She-Hulk was always a voluptuous ass.
Yes, she was,
as well as a great lawyer. that wore gym clothes all the time for some strange reason.
Yeah.
But to showcase her as a chick who likes music, and yeah, I said chick. I don't give a fuck you, because she wants to show how real she is. I see girls, especially white girls, listening to hip hop, and when there's a female empowered singer or rapper or artist, they're gonna be out here doing their thing, dancing, having a good time, and why wouldn't it be Jennifer Walters? I could imagine her seeing Tatiana Maslany doing that, not being green, not being animated, either way, because of the culture of
Right.
women and people are always trying to like give this show like a thing. They're like, oh, it's got a woke agenda. And the biggest worry that a lot of people had with this show was they thought, oh, they're just going to make her stronger than the Hulk and blah, 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 and basically make him obsolete because they don't know how to write a strong female character without taking away from a male one. But I see it in certain aspects, but at the same time, some of the stuff she says is legit. I know many women, as many people do, and they endure certain shit in the workplace and anywhere else. And, the stuff she's saying is valid and it's not very ham fisted, which my main thing is this. I don't mind seeing a strong female lead in anything. I love Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I love freaking Serenity. Besides all the stuff that's happened with Joss Whedon, anything that was female led was always a good thing. It was always great. It was done tastefully. As long as it's not ham fisted, it's my only thing. Don't try to social justice warrior girl, aka Supergirl. First 2 seasons, okay, but then you're just gonna try and throw shit in my face all the time. Like, bro, I thought I was watching a
From
show.
some people's perspective, that's what they're doing with She-Hulk.
How?
Listen, I'll tell you right now, and
Tell me right now. Not tomorrow, right now.
I'll tell you right now.
Right now. Right now.
The thing about it is you have these guys who are very judgmental, impressed by the fact of she's twerking. It's the end of Marvel. It's like, no. Like
it's the end of Marvel. Niggas really said that garbage. Keep going.
Bro, it's the end of Marvel. She's twerking like this and that. I'm just like,
fuck you.
It's so stupid shit. Like, I don't understand why whenever a woman like, and it's like, oh, they wrote her to be better than the Hulk and this and that.
No.
Like they wrote her to be better than the Hulk. I'm like, and then I had a thing with Max, and he was just like, she threw the rock further than the Hulk. I was like, in the trailer they showed that.
Correct. They did that on purpose. They did that on purpose. Yeah, they knew what they were doing.
In the show, the Hulk threw it, just showing that he can how far he can throw a little rock. She threw it further than him. And so he picked up a rock and threw the fucking thing in space. I was like, how is that him being downgraded?
But you know what? They did do that on purpose. And they knew it would make people mad. And basically, that's what everybody came in and said. They're calling it the MCU and all this other bullshit. That should be made. But no, but it's even worse now where it's like, and the thing is, when she's talking about, oh yeah, I had to go do all this stuff, I know how to regulate my emotions, all that shit's true, because every woman I know has to deal with that nonsense. But they have to understand, even the way they did it, it wasn't a regular transfusion, and he wasn't regular Hulk, he was Smart Hulk. He already reached that level. That's why she didn't have to deal with her dark passenger, so to speak. Shout out to Dexter. But basically, that's why she was able to be Jen, and everything else is just a byproduct. When they were like, "Oh, she's doing the thunderclap," she's like, "Oh, now she's better than the Hulk." I'm like, no, if you see it, her doing it, he did it with more intensity, and she did it with more frequency. That's why it was hurting his ears. So it's a different type of fucking clap. Everything's tell that to your doctor. Anyway,
the black booties, because that thing was it's so stupid. Domino's so fucking stupid.
Yes, he is.
He's so stupid. But I mean, I had no problem with it. I was like, oh shit. And the thing about it is that in the show, right? Like, I like the fact that it has this, my crazy ex-girlfriend, Ally McBeal type of thing, right? If you ever watch My Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, literally, she looks exactly like her in some regard.
She was a cutie, Rachel Bloom.
Short hair and everything. She was a lawyer in that show as well. And they did, like, the thing about that show is that she did break out of musicals in her head. But then again, the cast did too, so it wasn't necessarily in her head either. Okay. But sometimes it was in her head. But the show, I love the show. Like,
it's been good.
And the thing that they missed about it, they were too caught up with the fact they showed the Wrecking Crew, which Hulk villains that we have not seen ever.
And they were the best, worst fucking band of misfits ever.
They were, and I'm surprised we're getting them now. We should have got them shit motherfuckers a while back ago.
Not really. You know why? Because we never really had a Hulk movie. We had one movie with Ed Norton getting mad, and then we had Mark Ruffalo take over.
Yeah, true. But I'm happy with it that they're here now. But I was like, why do they look like that? And I forget. They're not powered up yet.
No, they're not.
So we gotta wait and see what happens with that.
Another thing they did was bring somebody who I haven't seen. Second episode of this season made me bring a smile to my face. They brought back my homie Marklin Baker, and if anybody remembers Perfect Strangers, you remember he was cousin Larry Appleton, which is also a play on them being cousin. Now I'm waiting for Bruce Banner's dad to be fucking Bronson Pinchot, and I can really throw fucking. Yeah, it's not beyond the scope of reality. Doctor Strange just tossed me that.
Dad, but I definitely can see him being a cousin of the cousin.
Yeah, cousin of a cousin. Yeah,
that would be awesome.
That would be funny.
Oh, Jen, here's your uncle.
It's like, hey, cousin. He's like, hey, cousin. It's like, oh man,
that would be awesome.
It would.
They would have to do it in the last episode, and then play the song.
Very true.
Play the song too, because it's owned by ABC. Because it was on ABC, right?
Yes, it was.
So it would have to be on the last episode, and he would just be like, "Jen, I want you to meet your uncle," and be like, "Hey, cousin, hey, cousin," and then they do the whole
the dance of joy,
and then cut it.
And then cut it. But yeah, every cut scene that we've gotten so far has been great, as far as like the ending credit scene, and yeah, and what's great is the fact that it's a lawyer show and still does the lawyering on top of everything else has been great, and it lets us know that it's a Marvel show, yes, but it will always come back to being a legal drama, whatever the hell you want to call it, and that's good too.
Drama, breaking fourth wall, and comedy. Comedy,
yeah.
Like in some regard, I think this is way more comedy than any other fucking show.
Oh yeah. Well, the thing is, as far as like any other show, the comedy's sticking better. And when it came to this current phase where everybody's been complaining about like comedy, like I know people had their issues and their gripes about Thor: Love and Thunder.
I mean, I do too.
But at the same time, you also have to think about who was telling the story in the movie.
TT?
No, but which character was telling the story? It was Taika Waititi.
Yeah,
it's Korg. But then you have to realize it's a story being told by Korg's perspective.
Right, but it's also Chris Hemsworth is producer of those movies as well. So it's on what how he wants to play Thor, right? Mm-hmm. So, and I think that's the thing too. Like I think there's a part of this MCU where people are looking at it and they're like, oh, they're blaming women empowerment and all this other shit. And it's not that. Chris Hemsworth is producer of the Thor movie ever since
Ragnarok.
Yeah, Ragnarok, right? And how he portrays Thor, he's portraying it. It's not because of some woman empowerment. He's doing it because he likes to be that way, right? Mm-hmm. So if y'all have a problem with it, take it up with the person who's playing Thor, right? It's not Marvel. That's him.
That's true. The reason why I mentioned it's a movie told by Korg's perspective. Look at how things are described, and think about how Korg, when you first met him in Ragnarok, how he described things. He's not a very serious guy, and even if he's talking about something serious, he's talking about it playfully.
Yeah.
So everything flows as his perspective
Yep.
because he's the one telling the story.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at things like why would he do this instead, because it's Korg telling the story.
Yeah, Korg is telling the story. Chris and people got to look at the fact that it's Chris Hemsworth telling his perspective on how he's playing Thor. He's a producer. He's producing himself as the fucking character. Don't blame women for that shit. That's on him. And if he wants to play that character the way he wants to play it, cool. Granted, I may not have. I think the thing about it, I think the last movie, Love and Thunder, should have been way more serious than they played. Right? I wouldn't mind in the beginning of it, but I think it should have been way more serious than they written it. And for that matter, I think also too, YTT is done doing the Thor movies completely. I just read that because of the sales that it didn't do as good. And I think what it is that when you have Gorg, granted, I can understand no tentacles and stuff like that. Cool. I was okay with the way he looked. I was fine with it. But the serious
Bale stole the show. Bale stole the show.
Yes, but I liked it where he stole it, but I don't like the fact it wasn't as serious as it needed to be. And I think with Gorg the God Butcher, they should have toned down a little bit of it and amped up the seriousness of it just a tad bit.
Well, he himself was serious.
Yeah,
from
he
Jump
was serious,
Street.
but Thor wasn't as much. And like even when it came to Zeus and all that, I was just like, okay, this is fun, right? Even when he was getting serious about Zeus not helping and stuff like that, even when that he got Zeus, I was like, oh shit. But even when he got Zeus, I was like, it's still fun and games at this point. It was serious, but it wasn't serious. You know what I mean? I get certain aspects of it that should have been a little bit more serious. Even Rob from Comics Explained even kind of feels the same way. Like Gorg the Bob Butcher, however he looked, don't care. Like he looked great, but the seriousness should have been amped up a little bit more. Like and now you watched the movie, right? Love and Thunder. Yeah. So now you think that Thor is hindered to a child now. By the way, Chris Hemsworth's actual daughter. So now it's like, what do you do with that, right?
Well,
because Chris Hemsworth has his actual daughter in the movie now, which the daughter is in the storyline is Gorg God Butcher's daughter, but apparently she has the power to kill gods now or some shit like that. So, and now at the end we saw Hercules. So now what do you do with all this stuff, right? My issue is, again, what do you do with it, with the fact that you didn't take Gorg, the movie wasn't taken too serious, but now Chris Hemsworth has to play
Dad
Thor, right? Like he has to be the dad Thor, and I don't think he's like, even at the end, I don't think he's going to be that serious about it. And I don't know.
My thing about it was when I watched the movie and everybody was telling me their things, that their misgivings, the things that they would liked about it, what they didn't like about it. What I saw was a culmination of everything that happened from Thor 1 all the way to now, and what he has gotten, what he has learned. Because remember, he was a brash, arrogant, hothead, fighting them all the time type dude, and he had to grow out of that. His father would always teach him.
He was George W. Bush.
You stupid. His father had to be like, yo, like a good king knows when not to fight, or knows like, and if you think about it, even though the second one was rough to get through, every single Thor he learned a lesson. Even in this one, he learned a lesson, and a lot of people they missed that point of it. They're like, oh, too jokey. But think about it. After the stuff that he was lost to that point, to where he got depressed and how he gained all that weight because of all that guilt that he fucking faced with everything that happened in Endgame in Infinity War, my bad, and then in Endgame, in order to redeem himself, he had to go and look at life at a different perspective. He didn't want to take it too seriously because when he did, what did it do to him? It ruined him like emotionally and physically in his head. So of course, when faced with that last, oh yeah, sorry, spoiler alert. If y'all motherfuckers didn't see it, y'all should have stopped listening to me like this nigga motherfucker does. A whole lot of times when we talking all the time, you fucking stop listening to me like, yeah, a lot of times. But this time you listening, and I appreciate you because there's no one else here. You have no choice. But the thing that he learned, because if he was the first Thor in the first movie, he would have just kept on fighting Gore all the time when he faded instead of being with Jane. He learned how to be a better person. He learned how to be a better king. He learned how to be there when it counted the most. And Jane, even though she knew she was dying, wanted that one last hurrah, because when you're running around with a motherfucker like Thor, as great as it is to win awards and be recognized for all her like successes in science, she just wanted to be like, yo, what if I could do that? And she got her final wish to get that last hurrah. And even when people are like, oh, she has the cancer, why is she like, oh, why is she so like dismissive of it? Because she has to live with that shit all the time, that she had stage 4.
All the fucking time.
So forgive her for like wanting to do something other than that. So was it a little bit more playful? Yeah, because it's like at the end, my nigga, I'm going to die. And I know I'm going to die. This is a temporary hurrah. And she knew that. And look where it got her. She did her thing. She ended up in Valhalla. Once again, spoiler alert, my asshole, eat it. But it was a great culmination of the story of Thor and where he started to where he ended. And would he have loved to have made a family with Jane? Yeah, and you even saw how relationships didn't work sometimes, but they still found themselves together. And at the end of it, he found himself to be a father. Even though he's Uncle Thor, he was a father. He got to get those aspects of life that he would have cheated himself if he was still that headstrong warrior that he was in the first one. He grew, so did his character, and I felt that it was a good story nonetheless.
That was good. No cap. That was good.
Thank you. I practice all day. I'm classically trained.
No, I listen. I liked it, but that's the thing too. Is like these haters, right?
Oh yeah, and they exist.
And by the way, the haters, right? Those same haters, right? Because we're gonna move on a little bit.
Yeah, we're gonna move on.
Are the same haters who hate. I gotta pull this up.
Who hate John Cena? No, fuck with you.
Who hate seeing things like this.
It's my boy Roundhouse, always liking to keep the audience riveted. Motherfucker hit the button.
So moving on. So people hate seeing this, right?
What, a black woman in power?
Oh no, not a power. A black woman or black people or Latin people or Asian people in a fucking fantasy fucking story.
Oh yeah.
We can't be in space. We can't be. It's like
they don't want us anywhere.
No, they don't. What kills me is the fact of it's like we can't. They don't like us in space. They don't like it. Hey yo, look who it is! It's Echo.
Negra. What? What?
You look and fart at the same time because I can't breathe.
Motherfucker, you were laughing, looking like the dog from Duck Hunt just now.
Because the way you just said Negro.
Yeah. You're welcome. I'll be here all week. Now, as my friend recovers, I'm going to continue off of that. Now I had a conversation with another friend of mine who's big into the fantasy genre, and basically he was talking about how like they had a Lord of the Rings, and they made what was I keep forgetting his name, Viggo Mortensen's character in the original Lord of the Rings series. He was the ranger. I forgot his name off the top of my head.
He became king. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, my nigga Redbeard would kill me if I forgot that shit. But what you got? But they in the games they made him black.
Oh,
And then basically the only thing is you see all these other characters, and then you just see this random black dude, and they're like, "Who is?" Are people supposed to automatically know he's black now? And I understand if it was already done. Okay, that's one thing. And if it's a main character, take certain liberties, but not full on change it.
Yeah.
But if it's somebody that's not a main character, no problem. But at the same time, you also have to think about when a lot of these fantasy stories were written, and they're usually their mainstay was white dudes. Everybody's a white dude.
Yeah,
white dude.
like I mean, when we talk about us being in fantasy like novels or books and stuff like that,
or the genre itself,
or genre in general. Like if you look at Star Wars, God rest her soul, Uhura, she was like literally one of the first black women.
Star Trek.
That's what I say.
You said wars.
Oh, Star Trek.
You about to start a war with the fandom. You don't want that smoke, bro. You might want to get your head
I don't give a fuck. Bring it, bitch. I got a lightsaber, real one too. It hurt. Anyway,
he said, "Bring it, bitch. I got a lightsaber." Well done.
I'm just saying, like when you talk about Star Trek, there was one of the first, like let's be real, one of the first black women in there that wasn't like doing over sexualized black shit. First Asian guy in there that wasn't doing Asian dumb shit that they would have them do.
Servant shit.
Yeah, like it's like, so it was one of the first shows that actually showed people and people of color in space like there is a future where we are still present in that future. And I love Star Trek for that. And I like Star Wars. I'm problem with Star Wars is that they only had one black person in that whole show. But anyway, but some of the TIE fighters and some of the the X-wingers were black, so all of that's
yeah, and that's exactly why they had to die.
So did the aliens too. So there's one thing too. Like here's a key fact of Star Wars. There's no aliens part of the Empire.
Because they're racist. Because they're racist.
Yep. But here's the thing too. When it comes to this whole controversy between House of Dragons and Ring of Power, is the fact that we have. Is he coming? We have some uptight.
Out of sight.
Uptight. Bullshit ass. Nod when you're ready, bitch. Okay. And here he is.
Hey, if it isn't our resident extra host, Echo Nigga. How you doing?
Fuck off.
Good. You just got into you missed one controversy. Actually, since you're here, how you feel about, real quick, how you feel about the whole She-Hulk controversy, her twerking, and how some of these haters are hating on that, but yeah, and still they love Deadpool dancing and twerking and shit. But
I honestly don't give a shit about it, because I actually had a conversation with my best friend and Chad and Kenny. So they were talking about it. They were both saying that they didn't really. And I'm shouting them out if they're watching this. But I'm not going to make them look like the villain, so don't worry. But they both were saying how they didn't they didn't like it, but it wasn't because of the fact of what she did. Kenny was thinking of the fact that it was bringing down the seriousness of the character. So, but I had to, Chad and I had to basically tell him She-Hulk wasn't really much of a serious character, except for her like very, very beginnings when she was Savage She-Hulk. But other than that, she's the one who paved the way for the fourth wall, the breaking the fourth wall thing. And also, she didn't have such a big fan base to begin with, which is like so and what the MCU is trying to do, they've pretty much humanized these characters, to be honest. And whether it's to twerk or I don't know, seem like a buffling buffoon, but you have the powers of a god, aka Thor. Like you literally turned one of the most serious characters in Marvel history into a comedy relief.
Yeah,
and I liked it when they did it with Ragnarok. I loved it, and they still kept what was Thor, especially when it came to what he's good at, which is war. As soon as Infinity War came, he was all about beating Thanos' ass.
Bring me Thanos!
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like I appreciate that the MCU is humanizing these characters. They're making them more three-dimensional. Ever since, Robert Downey Jr. with his Tony Stark, they're making them more relatable to people instead of just being all like, oh, this is Jennifer Walters, she's a lawyer. Like, really? Do you think lawyers don't go out and dance and have fun when they're off the clock? Or maybe they get starstruck when they sign a deal with a celebrity. You don't know.
I mean, just real quick, true story real quick. Yeah. I'm just gonna pop that in there real quick. So true story. Lawyers, if you ever in New York or LA or Texas or wherever big city that you were at, when 6 o'clock hit on Thursday, knowing that they ain't got no cases on Friday, they out there. They out there. They out there. They having a good.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
And the show will show you exactly, like the show shows you that exactly. They need a drink or they need a release to just get all that, how many clients they have, what clients going through, like, they kind of need a break and stuff like that. It happens all the time. So, I've gotten with some couple of lawyers and they know how to party. I'll tell you that.
Of course. Because
they got the money to do it.
My choice,
depending on who you got to deal with, because when there's a thing in law, and you saw that in what's the name, She-Hulk, because she had to defend Blonsky. Now sometimes you have to defend people who are guilty, and there's a thing called a moral vacuum where you have to not give a shit about the guilt and innocence. It's all proving whatever the needs of the client are in order to defend your case. Now, if that motherfucker's a murderer, you're gonna be like, but at the same time, you might have to fucking pound out a case. Like you said, there might not be a case on Friday, but there'll be a case of beers on Friday, or maybe some
yeah.
And they'll have to get to the bottom. They got to get to the bottom of that.
Yeah, it's usually paperwork mainly on Friday, right? So cases start from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday will probably be your last case. Paperwork Friday. After Friday, because of number of paperwork, you can even do some of that shit on Saturday. But
think about it this way. Have you guys ever seen? Well, I know Cedric has, but Roundhouse. Have you ever seen the show Suits?
No, surprisingly.
You should. Sure. It's a really great show, and it really gives you kind of a rundown of what lawyer life is like. in a way, with a little bit of exaggeration
I got
with certain things.
Okay, I'll check that out.
Yeah, but it's a really good show, and like they're doing paperwork in a conference room. It's like maybe 3 of them, papers everywhere, Chinese food, wine bottles, and they're just fucking just going at it. Overnighters sometimes.
Hey man,
but they still getting their shit done, and they still got time to party. They still got time to do what they want to do,
and that's a good thing. Like, you know, as long as they get their work done, you know.
Yeah.
But going back to the House of, so the controversy with the House of Dragons and the Ring of Power is why is it that when there's a show about fantasy, right? Why is it that, and I'm gonna say it the way I'm gonna say it.
Do it.
Why is it that certain white people can't see us in those? Like, why is it that fact that they feel that we're not present? We're not present. It's fucking Middle Earth. Do you think that black people are not in fucking Middle Earth, or dark-skinned people are not Middle Earth? Newsflash: the equator goes like through Africa. Do you think like fucking Middle Earth wouldn't be like, you know, the center of that shit? You know, I'm just saying, like, it drives me insane to think that there wouldn't be nobody in wherever fucking fantasy land that you think it is that don't look like us. Or look like something completely different, alien or whatever case may be. I'm just saying, like, y'all not the only ones on the fucking planet. Like, god damn. Anyway, rant over. Go ahead.
Who next?
I'm sorry. I'm just I get
no. But you're right. You're right to a degree where it's like they only see us in a certain aspect. Like, even I remember throwing it way back. Not even fantasy. Well, technically, maybe the old school Robin Hood, Prince of Tides. When people saw Morgan Freeman and they're like, "What's this black dude doing here?" It's like, well, they did exist. Like, the Moors were there, and that's why you probably would see a guy like Morgan Freeman's character there at that. And it's been a thing. That's why, like, a lot of these
Crusades.
Yeah,
it was a crusade. So they were invading. They were
exactly
going to like during the Crusades. There was a lot of captives, even some I guess slavery in some point as well.
At one point, yeah.
So a lot of people, like, and then you had Persian, Africans, Egyptians, you had, you know, Romans, you had Vikings, you had a lot, you had a lot of different groups, right? Doing a whole bunch of shit, going places, invading shit, killing people, all that. So people will be spread out or taken someplace where they're not, where they don't want to be, right? So there was a lot going on. I mean, the Persians ransacked a lot of fucking places, you know?
Yeah.
So
and it is a constant thing in fantasy. That's why, like, in the new young adult fantasy stuff, there's a lot more mix of diverse characters than there are just the regular. Like even if you think about it, Harry Potter, how many black people you saw?
2.
Exactly.
3.
Exactly. Star Wars?
1.
Exactly.
The
one per 30 years. 1 per 30 years. 1 per 30 years.
That's a sad thing.
No, we had 3 in the last movie. Technically, that's 4.
We had as many as intercontinental champions.
We got more intercontinental champions. We have more black intercontinental champions. We don't have that many black Raw champions. I'll tell you that.
We don't have any black regular champions that win world champions.
No,
but it is a constant thing, and like you said, it's been going on for a while. Like, even like I was talking to somebody the other day, like we were watching one of my favorite shows, Angel, and it was a delight to see J. August Risters, who became Charles Gunn, be like one of the regular cast members, because it was the first time we had somebody in that genre who was, you know, more than 3-dimensional. He wasn't just a one-note character, and that was cool. But when it comes to these older stuff,
wasn't one of these Slayers black as well?
Yeah, and she was dead as quickly as we saw the bitch. I saw stimulus checks disappear faster than that bitch.
God Well, I know. Listen, they talking about getting another one, so I know that shit come out. I know I'm paying a shit ton of fucking bills. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, I'm paying a ton of bills, and I'm sacrificing most of my check to William because he's a Debo ass motherfucker.
Yeah, he just.
And if you don't know who William is, he's Bill. Bill is William. But yeah, like I was telling Roundhouse, like if people have an issue when it becomes like a main character as far as like who's already been established, but if you create new characters, then quote unquote they say they don't have a problem with it, but we'll see.
Yeah, like it seems to they have to have a problem. And here's the other fucking thing that I can't stand.
That's another thing.
Oh, there was a lot of things. I just think I can't stand the fact when they want to do woke, right? Whenever I hear woke, it's only woke when it's referred to us. And mind you, we're the ones who coined that word, but they took it and using it now against us. Like we used to be like, yo, stay woke, bro. Like it'll be nonchalant shit, like you know, like yo, if you go and hang out with some people that nobody don't like we don't know, it's like, yo, stay woke. Got you, bro. Now it's a political thing to say. And it's like, oh, look at this show. It's so woke.
Just another thing that people use to demean something else.
Yeah.
In the long run, which sucks.
It's just trash. And it's just trash.
I fucking hate that word too, woke. I fucking hate it.
I don't mind. Look, I don't mind it when it
no,
was
I hate the way it's being used.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
That's what I mean. I hate the way it's being used.
You know, I do too. I hate it. And I hate the fact that you have people like you have people that on YouTube who are just plain or just downright racist and just like the woke media and this and that and the woke media. This is what we get with woke media. Yes, I'm doing a Ryan Cannell impersonation.
I don't know who that is. Yeah, I usually don't.
He's a racist YouTuber anyway.
But here's another funny thing. Here's another funny thing that I started seeing. Even though it's going back to She-Hulk a little bit, but it's this too. The thumbnails that I see on YouTube, they sicken me when I see woke in big letters, and then they have that next to it, and then you see the person like, and I'm like, what? I was like, what? I mean, listen, I'm not down in your hustle, fine, but still, you're clickbaiting the shit out of these people just to watch your stuff. That shit is fucked up. Like again, I'm not messing with your hustle. You trying to get your money, fine and dandy, but at least be honest about it.
That's the problem. You know, they had the same person I talked about had a problem with Catwoman.
Which one?
Catwoman from the Batman.
Oh,
he's what he said in his video, right? He said there were not enough. There were not enough good white people in the movie.
What the fuck,
bro? This dude's a known racist. No,
well, you know what's known? He should get a spoonful of my ass and he should eat it.
Yeah, I will do it too. And what makes it bad is this: the fact that
not everybody.
He's on YouTube and spreads this shit, and it really just like. And people follow this shit. It really irks my fucking nerve to no fucking.
No, but you know why people follow it? Here's the thing about social media, and certain people might hate me for saying it, but people are like, they're mindless drones following gossip.
Real ass nigga.
They're mindless drones following gossip. Yeah. Most people love the gossip. It's why they watch clickbait things. They want to see, and then the smart thing that some of these YouTubers do is that they save that particular story for the last part of their show, so they guarantee that you're watching the whole thing.
Hmm? Yeah.
Trust me, I've clicked onto some of these videos and I'm all like, wow, I see your game, bro. I see your game.
So
Man,
like,
I wish I was scummy like you so I could do the same thing.
That's right. I see your game, boy. Nintendo. Shit, so what I do that?
but you know what? I follow people. Like I follow people like
That
amazing.
makes you a Starker. Fuck with you. He said, I
Like,
follow people. I follow
no,
people. I'm
but
like,
I
that makes you
follow
a
people on
stalker.
YouTube. I follow people on YouTube like the amazing Lucas and like Jody's Corner. Right, Jody's Corner. I give props to Jody's Corner. Like this man, you know, he's really doing it. He's doing it up, and so does amazing Lucas when it comes to political stuff. I like his stuff too. Also too when it comes to the social media stuff as well. I like his stuff. I like their stuff. They don't hide. They don't hide behind shit. They say fully out how they feel and everything. So shout outs to them. We're shout outs to them. The one thing that bugs me is with the whole controversy about House of Dragons. House of Dragons, first of all, I'm just going to speak on that first, and then before I go to the Rings of Power.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
House of Dragons, right? I love it. First of all, the books are completely done when explaining the houses and all that stuff. And when you see the characters in the House of like in the House of Dragons and actually like in the book form, I'm like, okay, I don't see why they couldn't be dark skinned. Some of them, you like, they're like, what's like when you watch it, you're looking at when you read the books, right? And you see how I'm like, yeah, I don't know why. Like, cool, right? I have no problem with the person being black, and I have no person with problem with it. I talked to Max about this. Max was like, I don't like the hair. It's because he got dreads too. He's like, what the fuck is that though? I agree. It's yarn. It's no for real.
No, it is.
It's yarn because I see. I'm like, I see the yarn in the hair, and it's like I get it, But they have black Targaryens. They have black Targaryens, and it's crazy, So I don't mind it. Now with the with the Ring of Power, there's black elves and all these other creatures that are dark skinned, like us, and they're Asian and they're so I don't mind it. I don't mind seeing us in some type of fantasy where we are magical, because we are some magical fucking creatures.
If you don't believe that to anything you heard on the radio in the last fucking 70 plus years.
Decades. Let's say decades. So yeah, I mean, I don't mind it. How do you feel about it?
My thing is this: as long as it's tasteful, as long as the story is good, I don't give a shit. Just don't make it all about that. Just because you see them doesn't mean that's something you be like, throw your hands in the air and be like, oh, I can't believe this is happening. Guess what? These people, just like there's people on this world, there's other people in these fantasy worlds. Everybody's got their own tribes, and not everybody looks the same. They should just get over it and just continue telling a great story. Because if you're dialed in on this bullshit and it takes away from your story, and your story has nothing to stand on, guess what? You could put motherfuckers looking like people from Ronald McDonald Land in there, and it won't make a goddamn difference if your story is tripe. Trite. Sorry.
So that being said, I'm gonna say this: grow the fuck up, people.
That's true.
And so the last thing we're gonna talk about, I'm gonna let Sir Wednesday talk about this because I didn't even realize that it was coming this soon. But
that's right. That's right. Let's talk about the original MCU, the MMCU, the Mr. Miyagi cinematic universe, because in a couple of days, 2 days to be exact, we're gonna learn once again that pain does not exist in this dojo. You heard? we going. Oh man, it's gonna be such. We waited this long, but it's been great because it hasn't been way too long.
Mike.
We're
what?
waiting for it, bruh. I seen the pictures, but like I say with every show, no body, no proof. Unless I see that motherfucker on screen with other individuals, I don't give a shit. And you know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the bad boy of karate, the karate bad boy himself, Mike Barnes, nigga. He's coming to Cobra Kai season 5. Now we get to see everything resolved out of the events of season 4, where Robbie and Miguel are gonna meet up, where freaking Johnny has to go to find Miguel to basically straighten him out, where they left their relationships. Everybody's basically picking up the pieces of what fell last season. I can't wait to see Kenny and
That's the
who was
black kid, right?
that's the black kid. Yeah, I call him
Nice.
Miles Morales because he might as
Yo,
well be. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yo,
yeah. He
yo.
when
I'm
he
with it.
told Anthony LaRusso he's gonna be in a world of pain, like because that's his name. I said this nigga is either the baddest man or he's a wrestler. He doesn't even know it. He just gave this nigga a whole promo.
Yo, I can see him as Miles Morales.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah, everybody been calling Miles Morales. I want to see the meteoric freaking art of villainy as taught by freaking Sensei Terry Silver, because he basically showed how fucking orchestrated that motherfucker is. The Green Goblin. He's the real Green Goblin right there. He is a villain.
Yes.
And what to see what's gonna happen with Kreese. I can't wait to see freaking Daniel and Chosen and
I
and
hope Holly. I
Johnny.
hope we see Holly.
Who's Holly?
I mean Holly. What's her name? What's Hilary Swank's character?
That's what a lot of people were saying, because it is canon. It does belong in the same universe.
Right.
Maybe it might be similar to what we had with Chosen showing up at the end. Maybe she might show up at the end, and we can see what's going
I'm
on.
hoping that she's Kenny's mom.
That's a maybe. That's a maybe, because her people were military people.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. I hope that what's his name? The one who's Blue Beetle. I forget.
Jolo. You talking about Miguel?
Miguel. Yeah, Miguel. I hope his dad is the one that Hilary Swank's character beat up.
You talking about Ned?
Yeah. Wouldn't that be a fucking twist?
Because his hair was even like that in the movie, but I don't know if that motherfucker was doing the right thing on some Spike Lee shit. He better been using his cocoa butter. That motherfucker's pretty old. I don't know if he's gonna be looking like the part, but we'll see.
But I mean, he was abusive as fuck. But wouldn't that be?
That's because Dugan was a stupid motherfucker.
Wouldn't that be? Yeah. Like if that was his dad.
That's what I want to happen. Will it happen? I guess we'll find out in 2 motherfucking days, dog. We see John Kreese is mopping the floor with motherfuckers like he's Mr. Pine Sol Lady in prison. We bruh. It's gonna be quite the season, and I can't fucking wait.
Can't wait neither.
I'm Seth Green because I can't hardly wait.
All right. With that being said, take us out.
All right. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of True Story Bro. Me and Roundhouse did our best to entertain you, and we did so with excellence. Feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe to our Instagram, our Twitter, the YouTubes, all that. You can find us on our IG, which is official True Story Bro, our Twitter, which is at official_TSBP. You can find our boy Roundhouse. Oh, you fucking up all the. I'm gonna kick your ass. Find us on our Twitch. Stop changing shit. Roundhouse got a Twitch. Find that motherfucker. Fuck him. How about that? Twitch.tv/official True Story Bro for our Twitch. Roundhouse's Twitch. Challenge him.
Bye.
He'll be on video games. Humiliate him. Jock him. Old school rules. Get him off the sticks. Twitch.tv/here Roundhouse 84. Challenge him to anything first person ass kickery. He'll be on the interwebs. Fight this motherfucker. He enjoys it. I do it all the time. I've been doing it for 18 years.
He tries.
Yeah.
try
I
it.
kick your ass.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, shout out to the 20 twins. Happy birthday, number 1 and number 2. You know who you are.
Thing 1
It's
and
all
thing
the
2.
make sure you also check out these mofos at Saturday Night Nightmares. They have their new IG. That's Crimson Adams. That's Echo Nigra, and that's that's the man has no nickname, giving you the best in horror
Oh shit!
entertainment. It's at Saturday Night Nightmare on IG. Follow them if you dare. Mwahahahaha. So let me do it again. Fuck it. Keep going. Next one. Don't forget to get our merch at the TSB merch shop. Make sure you go to truestoryboat.shop for your hoodies, your hats, your cups, your mugs, your thugs, your bugs, your rugs, all that stuff. We got them. Maybe not the rugs, but we got the bugs. Keep
But
on
before
going.
we go out, I want to put this out here.
We already know he ain't shit. That's why he left. He showed up and disappeared. Absentee ass. Go back to a birthday dinner, you bitch.
Oh my god. Also, don't forget we are sponsored.
That's right. So if you're thirsty, whether you're at a con or at home, where do we go, Roundhouse?
We go to www.drinkwildbills.com, enter the code True Story Bro, and get 10% off on any drinks, or is it just drinks or everything?
I think
Everything.
it's anything.
Okay, everything. And make sure you talk us up too, and just say, hey, I was recommended by True Story Bro.
Exactly. Wild Bills, no bull, just Bills. There you go.
Yes. And with that being said, good night.
Yeah, good night.
You scallywag.
Yeah, corn swaggler.